So today we have two gods going head to head. MCU Hela taking on DCEU Ares. Who wins? Let's find out. So, as always, starting off with strength. Who's stronger? Well, Hela easily destroyed Mjolnir in the palm of her hand. Remember, Hulk couldn't even lift Mjolnir, and she destroyed it with just one hand. She overpowered Thor in every single one of their fights with ease, even doing it with just one hand. Even awakened Thor couldn't stop her, and Thor even admitted that he couldn't stop her. Even remember this, even Fat Thor was able to fight against Thanos, and Thor at his peak couldn't stop Hela. We also know she fought Odin on two separate occasions, and probably at least was able to contend in strength. Uh, But Ares killed all the other Olympian gods, including Zeus, matched and severely injured Zeus and Darkseid, and he overpowered Wonder Woman and sent her flying with relative ease. I think it's safe to say they're at least on par with one another. But anyways, what about durability? Well, Hela withstood what Thor said was the most powerful lightning blast in all of lightning, and just got right back up from it. She casually took attacks from Thor, and she probably at least took some attacks from Odin before being beaten. But she also had an incredible accelerated healing factor, saying how she immediately healed from being stabbed in the chest by Gugnir, Odin's spear. Like it was all instantaneous. She also instantly from being stabbed in the back by an Asgardian sword. But Ares easily took hits from Wonder Woman that sent him flying and just got right back up like they were nothing. He also endured Zeus's lightning. Uh, I'd say Hela is better here, mostly because of her healing capabilities that she showed. Uh, but I do believe Ares has its own healing factor. We just haven't seen the full extent of it, and probably will never. But and now speed. Well, I heard some people say that no one in the MCU is crazy fast, mostly because the one true speedster, Quicksilver, was killed by bullets. And although I do agree that was a stupid way to kill him off, that doesn't mean there aren't fast MCU characters. And that applies to Hela. She's caught a thrown knife from Loki easily, quickly caught Mjolnir with one hand, blocked Asgardian bullets, and she could throw her swords with immense speed. But with Ares, all we have is that he can match Wonder Woman's speed in combat. But that's okay, because we can scale him off Diana. And in that movie specifically, Diana consistently moved as a blur, easily blocked a mortar strike, and she made blocking several bullets from all around her at point blank range look easy. So I'd say they're fairly even here as well. Ares might have a slight edge, but not really. So physically, the only thing really different between them is Hela's healing factor. So what about fighting skill? Well, Ares was the god of war, and he excelled in combat strategy and tactical analysis. He was also a very brutal fighter in that. He was a master combatant while armed and unarmed, being highly proficient, if not having mastery in every melee weapon. He also had thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years of extensive training and experience. He had the upper hand over Wonder Woman in their fight, who's arguably the best fighter in the DCEU. During the War of the Gods, he personally fought and killed every other Olympian god. He matched Zeus, and although he was technically beaten by Zeus, Zeus still died due to his injuries. He even bested and fatally injured Darkseid, causing him to retreat and pass out due to the pain that he was in. Seriously, Ares was no joke, and he really was the god of war. But then there's Hela. Like Thor, Hela constantly trained to become a fierce and feared warrior, and so she could rule Asgard and the other realms with an iron fist. She and Odin led Asgard into several wars successfully against guys like the Frost Giants and the Dark Elves. She too has thousands and thousands and thousands, blah blah blah, of years of training and experience, and is an excellent swordswoman and master combatant in her own right. She bested Thor every time they fought, even when he wielded Gungnir. She bested the entire Asgardian army by herself with relative ease. She bested the Valkyrie, which were like basically a militia of elite Asgardian woman warriors. Again, all by herself with relative ease. She had the upper hand over Thor and Valkyrie in a 1v2 as well. We also know she fought Odin twice, probably putting up at least a decent fight against her father both times. Uh, so I think it's hard to tell who's more skilled. Yeah, I mean, they both have thousands of years of training and experience. And I think it's safe to say that they're basically even. So, what about their powers and abilities? Well, Hela's main power is the ability to just conjure up an infinite number of swords and spam throw them with incredible speed. And she perfectly uses this ability in her fighting style. Like, it was this power that really allowed her to beat Asgard's army. She can also change the size of these swords, as a massive sword was able to momentarily stagger Surtur, and her regular swords were able to destroy Asgardian ships. But Ares' power was so great that Zeus created the Amazonians as a failsafe against his power. Like Zeus, he could manipulate lightning, which allowed him to break free of the lasso of truth. He had telekinesis, which was able to stop the lasso of truth from entangling him, and he hurled debris and tanks at Wonder Woman with ease. He could teleport, fly, and turn invisible as well. So, who wins? Well, this would be an incredible fight between two fierce and brutal gods. Hela's greatest ability is the ability to spam throw her swords, which will be a massive problem for Ares. But he does have a few ways to counter this, either with his telekinesis, teleportation, or with his flight. Only problem, however, is that she has an infinite number of her swords. She can just keep spamming it no matter what he does. But let's take a stop on that. Let's look at how both of them died. Wonder Woman killed Ares by channeling Zeus's lightning. Impressive. But it took Surtur, a mountain-sized demon dude, to finally kill Hela. This dude was able to destroy Asgard. That's how powerful he was. And it took him to kill Hela. Even Odin said he didn't have the power to kill Hela. Not to mention, Hela was besting Thor at his peak, while Ares was besting a weaker Wonder Woman than she is now. Yeah, I'm siding with Hela after a great fight. Hela wins. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Leave a comment of what you think. And hit the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos and all the great stuff. Catch you on the next one. Peace.